Every day, thousands of YouTube channels just die. Thousands of stories, plans, ideas, dreams, goals disappear. And the worst thing is, most of them never even saw it coming. But it doesn't have to be that way. YouTube can be the path towards creative freedom and financial stability. All of us here at vidIQ have realized that goal, and we want you to do the same. So to make sure that your channel doesn't end up in the YouTube graveyard, we are breaking down the absolute dumbest ways to kill your channel in 2025. And believe you me, when we say we've seen them all.
We're talking about mistakes so big, so painfully common that even the biggest channels on YouTube fall into these traps. So we've got a bunch of us together to help you avoid them.
But fear not, we're not just here to roast these bad strategies. We're going to tell you exactly how to fix them as well. But since I am front and center right now, I'll start with the most obvious. There are so many potential creators out there who have been spending ages thinking about starting a YouTube channel. And I'm talking years. They plan, they research, they binge watch hundreds and hundreds of videos on how to grow a YouTube channel. Does that mean we're part of a problem? This is all with very good intentions, but the critical thing is they never press record.
They convince themselves that they need the perfect camera, the perfect niche, the perfect first video. But the truth is, nothing's perfect. You're not gonna know what's working and what's not until you start posting. Your first videos will suck. Mine sucked. That's just a given. Everybody's do. The only way to get better is to start doing.
But then, when you do finally muster up the courage to start your own channel, there is another problem, also known as the biggest valley of death.
Here's how it usually goes. Someone uploads 1 or 2 or even 3 videos and then boom, they disappear. Never to be heard from again. They thought YouTube was going to be super easy because they watched all of these videos and thought, I can do that, but didn't realize that this is one of the hardest platforms really ever to grow on.
What they don't see is the journey behind the success, the hundreds of videos, the trial and error, the hours spent improving their editing and storytelling. Take any creator you admire, any of the big ones, and go back to their first 10 videos. I guarantee you, they're bad.
Look at our friend April Lynn's channel. She didn't blow up after one video. It took dozens, where she finally figured out what resonated with her audience. The only way she got there? By posting consistently, testing ideas, and learning from real viewer feedback.
So stop waiting and definitely stop overthinking. Get 20 or 30 videos out. Go through the YouTube process over and over again and aim to improve one thing each time. To be honest, in the first 6 months, you want to figure out whether or not you enjoy YouTubing before you even start judging yourself. Right now, at the beginning of your YouTube journey, execution beats perfection every single time. And if you do that after decades of work and thousands of videos, you may even get one of these. There you go, Travis.
I'll take that because this is where most creators actually mess up next.
Wait, Travis, what's up with your award?
Yeah, it must have shrunk on the way.
I mean, it's a little dehydrated, but what do you want from me? All kidding aside, one of the things that is most important about creating is knowing who you're creating for.
So many new YouTubers get hyped up, they grab their camera, and they start making videos without any real thought into who's actually watching them. And then they wonder why their channel isn't growing, right? Simple truth is that if you don't know who your content is for, YouTube also doesn't know who your content is for.
A lot of creators assume that just because they find a topic interesting, other people will too. But if your content doesn't match what your audience actually wants, they won't click, they won't watch, and the algorithm won't push your video.
So before you start your next video, ask yourself these 3 important questions. Does this content appeal to my target audience? And does this content connect to my other pieces of content? And will viewers who watch this video also be interested in watching other videos on the channel?
If the answer isn't a clear yes, then rethink your idea, because YouTube rewards content that gets repeat viewers, not random one-off clicks.
If you look at our videos on the vidIQ channel, you'll notice something. They all target small creators who want to grow their YouTube channel. Each video connects to the next one, making it easy for people to binge watch 2 to 3 in a row.
And that does 2 major things. It drastically increases our watch time. Longer watch sessions tell YouTube our content is valuable, so the algorithm pushes it more. And number 2, it helps YouTube recommend our videos to the right people. Since our content is so focused, YouTube knows exactly who to push it to. And if it's content creators just like you, hopefully you'll find it valuable and watch even more.
Well, I think in the pursuit of more views and subs, we've all fallen into this mistake, and I see it way too often. And by way too often, I mean every freaking day on Reddit, on Facebook, and on Discord.
Let's be honest, dropping your link in random places in the video without any context isn't just ineffective, it's damn well annoying. I mean, genuine question for you. When was the last time you clicked on a random link that came out of nowhere when you were watching a video?
The problem with this strategy is that people might click on your link, but that doesn't mean they'll actually watch your video, and YouTube is tracking that. Someone clicks, watches for 3 seconds, and leaves. That's a terrible signal to the algorithm. It just tells YouTube that your content isn't engaging, so instead of pushing your video to more people, it just doesn't. So if you think spamming your video link here, there, and everywhere is actually going to get you views, in reality, it's probably going to do the exact opposite.
One of the best ways to actually grow on YouTube is to let YouTube do all the things for you, like create good content. Great content that people are going to want to watch and watch all the way through. The rest handles itself. You are just in charge of making amazing content that match the title and thumbnail that you've put out to the world. And once you do that, and you know how to tell stories and to keep people engaged, you're going to find success.
So instead of wasting time spamming links everywhere, focus on making content that people actually want to click on. A good enough video will get you way further than begging for views. And if you do want to share your links somewhere, make sure it's a community that you're actually interacting with and you're a part of. Because if you just hop in, drop a link, and leave, nobody's clicking. But if you're contributing and sharing insights and you're actually engaging with people, that's when they'll start paying attention. Okay, Dan, I think this belongs to you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's the YouTube award. Jeez. This is a symbol of hard work and creativity, but it also does harken back to one of our more misunderstood pieces of advice. We say this all the time. Look at what's working, find inspiration, and don't reinvent the wheel. And that's great advice when it's done correctly. But somehow people hear what they want to hear, and they think it means just copy exactly what another creator's doing and you'll get the same results.
Yes. Yes. Viewers can tell if creators aren't bringing anything new to the table. I mean, if your channel is a carbon copy of somebody else's, why are people going to watch your content? Sub for sub? Friggin' idiot.
And let's say your copied video does get some traction. Well, what happens next? Does the audience stick around? Do they subscribe? No, they don't. I mean, they came for that video, but really, creator you copied is most likely doing it better.
Finding inspiration isn't about just copying and pasting someone else's content, thumbnails, or even titles. If another creator is doing something that works, even better if it's not in your niche, then study it, break it down, and instead of copying it, just ask yourself, how can I take this idea and make it unique to me and my channel? What's my spin on this? Because if all you're ever gonna do is just trace over someone else's drawing, then you're constantly gonna be relying on someone else to draw the thing first, and you'll always be behind. But I've actually got another way creators hurt their channels, even if you do make original content. There's another mistake that drives people away, including me, before they even get to the good stuff, and that is wasting the first minute of your video begging for subscribers.
People click on your video because they want something. Maybe it's an answer to something. Maybe it's even just to be entertained.
But if the first thing they see is you rambling about your upload schedule or asking them to subscribe before you've given them a reason to, they're gone.
Yeah, nobody subscribes to a channel just because you asked them to. Viewers subscribe to channels because they find the content valuable. So instead of wasting that first incredibly important 30 seconds of your video, hook them immediately. Get to the point, deliver what you promised in the title and the thumbnail. If they like what they see, then maybe later on in the video, you can make that ask of your viewer. But more often than not, you don't even need to ask your viewer to subscribe.
Speaking of hooks, one of the things that I think separates videos that are really good but don't get views versus videos that are good and get a lot of views is the packaging. It's titles, thumbnails, and even the topic, all together in one thing that create a cohesive piece of content that someone can watch and enjoy.
Yeah, some creators work really hard on that packaging, making big, bold promises on their title and thumbnail, but they fail to deliver. Clickbait is a tricky thing. On one hand, you want to grab attention. You want to make a compelling title and an eye-catching thumbnail, but here's the problem. If you make a promise and you don't follow through, you lose your audience's trust, and once that happens, they don't come back.
Yeah, I agree. There's a very fine balance when it comes to the packaging of your videos. Damn. Absolutely, you should be making your titles and your thumbnails exciting whilst also creating as much curiosity as possible. But there is a difference between building up intrigue and straight up lying to your audience's face. It's a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, like here's an example. Let's say you make a video titled, How I Got 10,000 Subscribers in 7 Days. Well, if that's your title, then the video needs to show how you got 10,000 subscribers in 7 days, not how you thought about it at some point and, here's some growth advice that I heard once, not how someone else did it, how you did it.
If I were a viewer, would I feel satisfied after watching this? Did I actually deliver on what was promised? And would I trust this creator enough to click again? And that last one is super important. Believe it or not, you can burn through viewers. If your viewers don't trust you, they won't watch you.
Well, since you mentioned packaging, I got one for you. Now, this might sting a little bit, but it needs to be said. No one cares about your branding if they don't know who you are yet. So many creators make the mistake of forcing their brand into everything. They plaster their logo all over their thumbnails and make these super long intros before people leave. People leave before they ever even get to your content.
Your packaging, which is your title and thumbnail, should be designed for one thing, and that is grabbing the attention of a potential viewer. And that's it. Let's say you make a video about how to get your first 1,000 subscribers. Which thumbnail seems more clickable to you? A close-up of your channel's logo with the words, My YouTube Growth Story, or a clear thumbnail that tells the story about how to get 1,000 subscribers? Do you see the difference? One puts you and your branding first, assuming people kind of know who you are already and they care about you, and the other puts the viewer first. And it helps them tell a story about what the video's about, and that is going to get them to stop scrolling.
Branding is kind of earned. It's not something that you have right off the bat. While you might think, well, my face is my brand, and that could technically be true, if no one knows who you are, what kind of a brand is it? You're going to have to earn that. So at the beginning, your content is your brand, not your face or a logo or anything like that.
So instead of trying to manufacture some forced branding, focus on what actually makes videos grow. These are things like simple and compelling thumbnails that tell a story at a glance, titles that create curiosity but are not misleading, and content that actually delivers on the promise you have made in a packaging.
Agreed. The best way to make people remember your brand is to make videos they can't stop watching. That's how you end up with one of these.
Jeez, John, do you realize how heavy this is? Can use these as a weapon in Cluedo. All right, let me hit you with a little bit of tough love. If you keep making the same video over and over and over again, expecting something new and incredible to happen to your channel for it to go viral, then I'm afraid you're just setting yourself up for, here's that YouTube word, consistent failure.
You're telling me that you've done 300 videos and they still only get 20 or 30 views? You have to completely switch it up. That has been proven to me with those numbers as it does not work. Don't dwell that that's happening, but you definitely need to mix something up with your content. You got to try different.
If your videos aren't performing the way you want them to, then instead of just making more of the same, it might be a good idea to just step back for a second and ask yourself this. What was that again, Dan?
1. Are my topics interesting to my target audience? Because if you're making content that you love, but nobody else is searching for, that's a problem. 2, are my titles and thumbnails competitive? Scroll through some search results in your niche, or look at the trending page or the home feed. Would your video stand out? 3, am I studying what other creators in my niche are doing and having success with? Not copying, but studying. What patterns do viral videos have that your videos lack?
The creators that grow and that are successful aren't ones who just grind the same things over and over again. They analyze, they stop and look. What worked? What didn't work? What did people like? What didn't people like? And do more of the things people like and less of the things that people don't like. They'll take a look at tweaking their titles and thumbnails. Maybe they'll edit differently. Maybe they'll just shoot things completely different. They'll learn from their best performing videos and make more of those, because if they performed well before, they should perform well again. And ultimately, it's you that has to fix the issue. YouTube isn't going to fix it for you. You've got to do it.
If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. YouTube doesn't reward the effort that's put into a video. Instead, it rewards the value the audience sees in it. Take what you've learned today, fix what needs fixing, and keep creating. And if you want to see even more ways to grow your channel in 2025, then I highly recommend you watch this video that is 100% me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess I'll find out.